What's going on, good people? Happy Juneteenth. Welcome into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports all the time. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
And I'm Brandon Bossert, and we're back in action this Friday night, Trey. Where else would you rather be?
Exactly right. Welcome to the greatest show on earth, as it's being called around here lately. Another episode of DSI, and we have another jam-packed show for you folks. What a week it's been, Brandon. The baseball world. Just about a week ago around this time, we were told that there is a 100% chance that we'd have a Major League Baseball season. Yep. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said he wasn't so confident on Monday. Then there were reports from John Heyman that the sides were actually closing in on a deal.
Yeah, Trey, it was a real roller coaster type of week in Major League Baseball. The Players Association came out and denied those reports. And here we are just 2 weeks from July 4th, which a couple of months ago, that could have been the start of opening day. Yeah. But the latest news is that Manfred has rejected the union's offer of 70 games. The union believes Manfred's offers have been too short of a schedule, but Manfred says that 70 games is impossible given where we are on the calendar and the, quote, public health situation.
Yeah, both Major League Baseball and the union proposed starting the season on July 19th. The players said it should end on September 30th. We went out, of course, and talked to you, the fans, to get your opinions.
You know, other sports seem to be putting schedules together and moving forward. Baseball seems to be a little sticky on what they want to do and how they want to play their schedule and negotiations. They need to figure it out, and the unions and the owners need to get together and really hash something out and make something go.
A lot of people have made sacrifices as far as their jobs, as far as not working with the unemployment. I know it's all coming back, but, you know, I think baseball, it would help themselves in the long run if they could, work something out and play ball. You
know, like I said, we take in 3 to 4 games a year, and it's really affecting us, and it falls off. We're looking for other avenues and other places to go and live life, and, you know, Major League Baseball is not one of them now, so we'll find something else to go do.
Wow. Yeah. Did you hear that? Man, honestly, man, I don't know what to think. Honestly, Major League Baseball's already alienated half of their fans. It's almost to the point now, is it even worth it?
I think it still is.
I think it's been absolutely embarrassing. And as I said in the sports office, Brandon, only baseball could start off dealing with the pandemic and end up dealing with a lockout. It absolutely makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that hurts, Trey, because baseball is my favorite sport. It's the national pastime. We're going through a national crisis right now.
Yes.
And what's going on with baseball? They're not on the field. We don't have a plan as of right now. We don't even know how many games are going to be played, what the postseason is going to look like, if there will be a season, whereas Major League Soccer, the NBA, the NHL, they all have plans to come back, and it all seems to be centered around money. And so that to me is so tone deaf with how many people are going through, unemployment or seeing loved ones get sick or not knowing what their future holds. It seems really tone deaf to me to have these players and owners squabbling over money. But I have to say, I do think that the owners are more at fault in this situation. They should really step up and realize that if we get our game out there, we're going to have so many millions of eyes on our game and our game only, and that will help us in the future, and it'll help the country to heal.
Yeah, well, I mean, to the owners, to what the owners are thinking, there is a possibility that no baseball this year could profit their pockets a little better. So, and then
in the short term, Trey, I don't know about the long term, though.
You're absolutely right. And then something that we didn't even touch on, the Philadelphia Phillies situation.
Yeah, 5 players and 3 coaches testing positive today. That news coming out. So that really, I don't know how that's going to affect these sports moving forward. It's not just baseball. We've been hearing that with college sports, with Clemson, with 28 players testing positive, with the NHL, with the Lightning having 3 players test positive. So this is not only baseball, but it's all sports that are seeing these positive tests. And we'll see how it affects sports coming back over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and most recently, a player on the PGA Tour who actually played yesterday tested positive with all kinds of players around him. That's pretty crazy. All right, the pandemic also has had its effect on youth sports as well. Here in Maryland, the governor has given the green light for youth sports to start, and now football may be picking things back up.
That's right, but as 47 ABC's Hannah Cicchini reports, they're taking things slow to start to ensure that everyone stays safe.
I'm just about the kids, man, whatever's going to be best for their development.
Salisbury Rhinos coach TJ Bryant says that this year, getting his kids back on the field is a little different.
So it's been a little overwhelming because at the same time you get so caught up in the football, you have to remember that safety's first, not just on the field, but we're dealing in uncertain times with COVID.
Coach Bryant tells 47 ABC that right now he's focused on non-contact drills. That way he can keep his kids socially distanced and safe.
I'm about safety first because the kids can still train and not have that contact on their body. You know, football is a high collision sport. And I'm all about saving the kid's body, the wear and tear and everything like that.
Coach Bryant says that when it comes down to it, football is meant to be played in a certain way. And if safety doesn't come first, the season should wait.
Now, I'm not speaking as a coach. Now I'm talking as a father. My son plays. I won't let my son play. If they require football players to wear masks, on top of already having helmets on, I just don't feel like it's safe.
Coach Bryant says that he's still planning for a regular season in the fall, but says he doesn't want to rush anything.
I get phone calls and texts. Hey, coach, can we, are we doing anything today? Are we doing anything? We're, trying to ease them to where they're not around each other every single day, and the chances go up.
Hannah Cicchini, 47 ABC.
Now, Coach Bryant tells us that he's working to keep kids safe. He's just excited to also see them get active.
Yeah, that's right. And the coach says that his players and their parents have been nothing but supportive and ready to get back in the game.
Yeah, now, Brandon, I know kids are eager to start, and I'm going to sound like an angry old dad here, but let's be real. To me, if they aren't going back to school in the fall, if school is actually going to be virtual, should we really be meeting up and engaging in extracurricular activities? I mean, to me, obviously, the education comes first. But for them to possibly have a football season and to be going virtual with school just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I think that's really the question at hand right now. I think that football, first of all, is going to be maybe the toughest sport to get going again because of how much of a collision sport that it is and how much contact that there is. But like you're talking about, is it smart to get these kids back on the field with this deadly virus still raging, and we're seeing cases rise in so many different regions around this country? And as of right now, we don't even know what school is going to look like in the fall. So how can we really, how can we make a good judgment as to what is going to be safe on the football field right now? I think it's kind of a confusing time out there for a lot of parents, coaches, and players. Everyone wants to get out there and try and get back on the field as soon as possible and get some sort of sense of normalcy. But at the same time, what is the right way to go and what is the safe way to go? And are these safety procedures good enough so that everyone can stay safe? Well, I guess it's going to take a couple of weeks to really figure that out. Yeah,
there's going to be a big timetable on whatever happens. All right, so obviously whatever happens with these youth sports will be transparent with the high school action as well.
Yeah, and with so much unknown, we chatted with Woodbridge football head coach Jed Bell in this week's Insider interview on his thoughts of potentially getting things back underway. Take a look.
It's kind of the same thing we're getting from other sources, a little bit of hearsay and not a whole lot of consistency. Unfortunately, I'm starting to get the sense that it's going to come down to a school district by district kind of what we can implement type of thing in terms of getting going once things are ultimately cleared. It is looking like it'll be outdoor sessions. It'll be in a certain time window so that, we don't have to worry about gates being open after school hours and things of that nature, which will probably be difficult for us because we have a lot of kids that work and are expected to work, during the day. I know we've purchased a bunch of thermal scanners and some things like that just to kind of be ready and prepared if and when. I'm not sure what came out of the DIA meeting on Tuesday too specifically. I think things are just kind of getting beat around the bush right now, honestly, more than anything. We're just trying to stay optimistic and prepared and, ready to kind of make a plan and get something together so that when we're given the green light, we're ready to go and not wasting any time.
People are doing Zooms, but I know the kids love the camaraderie of the weight room.
Right.
And would like in some capacity to be around one another.
Yeah, so what we've pretty much been told is it's going to be no more than 10 in a group per coach. That's kind of the expectation, I think, of what we're going to expect. Obviously, everything outdoor, like I said. So we'll probably do something where guys rotate, in stations from one coach to another. That way they're getting coached up by everybody and being able to, and we may even do something where we mix up the groups by day, not necessarily go by positions, just to make sure that kids are working together and that type of thing. But more than anything, my biggest concern during this time is not being able to see those guys. And you know, we're more than just football coaches, obviously. We play other roles and try to mentor these kids and make sure they're staying on the straight and narrow and doing things the right way. So that's really my biggest concern, is just not being able to see them physically every day and continue to try to make that positive impact.
Yeah, that is going to be quite the challenge, is not being able to see their coach and the coach's kids every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how much of a challenge it's going to be over the next few weeks to try and get your teams ready to go. But like he said, you got to try and make sure you're as prepared as possible in these times for if there is a season.
Yeah, well, honestly, even talking to Jed, I got the sense that even he really didn't have a grasp on exactly what the state wanted to do. And honestly, who knows if the state knows what they want to do at this point in time. I think everyone is really kind of waiting for somebody to make a move. Nobody wants to make the wrong move. So, you know, we'll have to see, especially if cases begin to surge in this area. We'll have to begin to see and wait and see what is going to happen.
Yeah, and as of right now, it is a real wait-and-see type of thing, because school starts in late August, early September, and right now we're at June 19th, so we have a little over 2 months to go. Who knows what things are going to look like 2 months from now? And so we're just talking about school, but then you have to also think about, you know, extracurricular activities like football. So if we don't know what it's going to look like to get kids back into the classrooms, can we really worry about extracurricular activities like football at this point?
Yeah. Well, that's a little bit of what I touched on earlier. If we're not going to get kids in school, how are we going to get them in a football huddle, right? Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it for the A block. When we return, taking a quick commercial break. When we come back, one local track star is continuing to sharpen her game. That and more when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
Hi, I'm Chris Elliott, Delmarva High School left tackle, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.